Welcome to Flashback Generations, episode 9.
Hello.
As usual, there's Pete and I, we're in the car, and we are going to be talking about Mac Eshka'rey.
Mac Eshka'rey.
Yeah, well, that's his name. The rebel spy guy who comes with the core set. Pete, can you run us through his stats?
Yeah, is he a Botham, by the way? Is that what he is? I always just called him Dog Guy.
Dog guy.
He's the guy who looks like a dog and he's got the big snipey rifle.
I'm not sure, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, just a fluff question there. So, yeah, Mac Eshka'rey is he's one of the player characters from the campaign, so his skirmish card is grey. We're not too sure why, but it is. He's 3 points. He's Rebel faction, obviously. So he's really cheap. He's got health 4, which is pretty low.
Bit poor for a character, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even in our last episode when we talked about Gideon, a point cheaper, 1 extra health, maybe. You know, let's keep on going.
Yeah, he's got speed 4, bog standard.
Yeah.
He's got 1 white dice for defence, or 1 white die, sorry.
So let's compare him to Gideon again, or a Stormtrooper. Worse than either.
Well, yeah, possibly worse.
You know,
It's more extreme chances.
I call black worse, better than white, because
It is. We always get something out of the black, don't
black is guaranteed, whereas white is well, you got the X, but whatever.
And then his attack is 2 blue dice, shooting attack. So that's a lot.
Controversial.
There's a lot of range, isn't it?
A lot of range, but
accuracy, I should say.
Not much else though. You know, that is potentially the weakest combo of dice you can have.
Yeah, so let's see what he's got to help him out with that problem. So he's got all the range and none of the power at the moment. So his surge ability is a surge plus 2 accuracy.
Which he probably never needs to use because he's got so much range anyway.
Yeah. And he's got surge plus 1 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, which is always good. But
it's good, but it's not great because he's a character.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, your average trooper guy has that, don't they, or something similar.
Yeah.
His special rules are, the first one is priority target. This is a passive, always on ability. Figures do not block line of sight for your attacks.
That's good, but you can see that the HK assassin droids, they got it now as well. And, you know, that rule seems to be being built into a lot more standard gameplay units.
There's a command card lurking around that does that for anyone as well, on a one-off. So
that ability doesn't seem that hard to trigger, but he gets it all the time, so it's not actually. It's not obviously it's a good ability, but you know.
And then you got the.
Sorry. With that ability, is that just models?
Figures, yeah.
So even if you can't shoot through a red square?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, keep it going.
He's got surge critical hit. This attack gains pace 2. If this attack defeats a hostile figure, your opponent must discard 1 random command card from his hand. So that's an interesting one. So for a start, surge critical hit, the attack gains pace 2, that's great. That helps with his lack of power a bit.
Definitely.
Because, you know, what little damage he's generating from the dice
it makes him good against
will
black.
do more.
Yeah, it makes him good against black dice anyway, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And then if this defeats a hostile figure, that's the condition, then your opponent must discard 1 random command card from their hand. So it's basically burning down the opponent's deck, basically.
That is massive. And here's my 2 cents on it and why this is going to be better in the future. This guy's a wave 1 character, really with the box or whatever. At the time of play, no one would ever take bad characters. It was all quite strong characters. You'd hope that you're fighting stormtroopers or whatever, because then he's actually pretty good against them. But suddenly, there's a lot more things coming out that with lower life. You know, as the waves go on, lower life, no defense dice. You can guarantee that you're going to start hitting things like those new bots that you make, for instance. He is the best character. Right, the mic cut off, so we kind of lost probably our best ever review.
Oh, it was awesome, yeah.
5 hours long, and it was all about how to win.
I wept openly at several points.
Yeah, but no, seriously, unfortunately we lost actually a pretty good episode there. So what we're going to do is we'll just, but to be blunt, bullet point wise, we said Mac is a cheap character. He's okay, and I think he's going to get better in the future, depending on what comes out. You know, if all these kind of easy to hit guys are available, I think that he'll make his way into lists.
Yeah.
So what we'll do now is we'll just jump straight into the these cards.
Yeah, command cards, yeah.
Command cards. So we're going to, as usual, we'll deal with 3 command cards that relate to, well, Mac. So
yeah.
Pretty much spy cards of some sort. Okay, so starting off, we are going to go with behind enemy lines. The spy card only, it costs 1 and can only have 1 in your deck. Used during your activation while in your opponent's deployment zone to look at the top 3 cards of his command deck and return these cards in any order. I personally don't like this card because I think it's easy enough to there's too many things about this that are like...
Yeah.
Well, like firstly it has to be for a spy. Secondly,
yeah, it
has to be in your opponent's deployment zone. Like that's a kind of like... You could be going to the arsenal and know where to actually kind of use this card.
And probably, you know, meeting some enemies along the way, definitely, you know.
Thirdly, like what it does, you get 3 cards and put them back in any order. So what, essentially? Like a lot of people can draw 3 cards in one turn or whatever.
Or anyway. two most of the time. You know.
So you're not actually. I mean, in a way, you've seen what they're getting, but this is just to me.
It's a lot of effort just to stop them getting a card for 1 turn. Which is basically what it does, isn't it?
Yeah. The only saving grace I see with this is there is a few more cards coming out now that sort of say if you get to your opponent's like smuggler cards or whatever, you get to their zone and then you can actually tap your card, get 5 points, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there is a few cards that are coming out, so this can kind of tally up with that. But then your spy smuggler, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of effort to get.
It's reasonably awful, isn't it? Even at 0, it wouldn't be any good.
At 0 points, I wouldn't bother. It's 0 points.
I mean, if you go all the way to the deployment zone, that character's not doing much else for a couple of turns. And then you look at the top 3 cards, and oh, lo and behold, Son of Skywalker or some awesome card is in there. So you put that, you know, make that card number 3 in his deck. But most of the time, people are drawing 2 cards anyway, so he's going to get it on the turn after the next turn anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and this feels.
And what's this guy been doing all the while? You know, he's just messing about in the deployment zone.
This also happens too late. Like by the time that you've.
Yeah, he might already have Son of Skywalker or whatever it is. Yeah.
How many cards have you drawn up before they've actually got to your deployment zone? Like this is a long.
Well, 3, 4, well, probably about 6 or 7 at least.
All right. Well, let's stop trashing.
Half the deck.
We'll stop trashing the cards.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll just accept.
We don't get that one, do we?
Anyway, next one. Collect Intel. This is a 1-pointer as well. You can have 2 of them in your deck. This is actually not a spy only card. Although the message in it is, use at the start of a round. If you have 1 or more spies on a map, look at your opponent's hand of command cards.
Okay, so this is similar to the last one, but different.
Yeah.
You need a spy.
It should say spy on it, because if you don't have a spy on it, it's absolutely useless.
Yeah, but it's not related to any one figure, so it doesn't have to be a spy card as such. I mean, I could take this in my trooper deck and use it, but I would get 0 benefit. But I could technically do that. You know, maybe somebody's fell for that one, I don't know. But anyway, so you've got to have 1 spy on the map, so you don't have to get.
You still have to have a spy on the map, so it's not going to.
Oh, actually, you do. Yeah, you have to have a spy on the map to use the card at all.
So even in your trooper deck, it's not.
Yeah, no, I can't even play it at all. Okay,
so I think this is a dud card.
So. Benefits, you don't have to be in the deployment zone. Good. The spy can be fighting or holding a terminal or doing something else. Look at your opponent's hand of command cards. So what does that give you?
It gives you the foresight to know what they could potentially be doing.
Yeah, so you're looking to see, has he got that big killer card yet? Or, you know, has he got Grenadier? Do I need to be careful about bunching my troops up? Yeah. There's a few little benefits you could get out of this.
I think if this is a 0-point card, you might consider it. But I still probably don't think you would.
Well, interesting, you can have 2 in your deck because you get to keep an eye on your opponent's hand through quite a lot of the game with that, don't you, with two of them. But that's 2 points and 2 slots. If it was 0 points and 2 slots, you might consider it.
You might consider it, but I don't think so.
It's a very paranoid card, isn't it?
You need to have a lot of spies. Also, even though you looked at your opponent's hand, it doesn't mean that you can actually do anything about it.
Well, if you see he's got Grenadier and, you know, and cause somebody to have a blast attack or something like that, you could go, okay, these 4 guys who are all stood next to each other need to spread out a bit.
Hang on, but that makes you play worse. That means that you're just going to suddenly put them in positions they shouldn't be in.
So, well, if you've got blast coming at you, you shouldn't be bunched up, you know. So, but it's a bit of a slim benefit, really.
All right, we're going to both poo-poo on that one.
Yeah, we're moaning about that as well.
All right, then let's go. Our third card then is Shadow Ops. This is Mac Eshka'rey's, his title card.
Yeah.
So it's obviously for him only. It's got a rebel symbol on it. It costs 3 points, and you can only have one of them, obviously. Anyway, for an action, until the end of the round, the opposing player cannot play command cards. I like it. I like that the ability is very focused on the command cards. The drawback, there's 2 big drawbacks on this card. It costs him an action to do that, and it costs 3 points. And those 2 things I feel are a bit dwindling. You know,
do you know what would have been awesome? If it said once per round, your opponent must discard his hand of command cards. That would be massive. You know, but this is, you can't use them for 1 turn. So this is all about the timing. You know,
the timing.
All about the timing. So it's when I don't even know exactly when you play this. It's when you need to know what you're likely to be facing. You know, if it's a Skywalker deck, you're going to be, when's he going to do Son of Skywalker? You know, blah blah blah.
I think it's.
I suppose
the banthas now. You know, the banthas, the way they.
Banthas, Jumbling Terror, all that sort of thing.
People have got their banthas lined up that they're going to come in, they're going to pounce, they're going to do all this thing. That's actually a pretty strong card then.
Yeah, and if you can stop them, it could mess them up quite badly.
Definitely. This card could win you the game. Now, this card is the sort of thing that you're meant to use with collect intel.
Yeah. But even that, you're nearly using a lot of slots to know what your opponent's got in his hand and then stop him using it.
Yeah.
You're looking at 2 to 3 cards and 4 points at least.
And it's only for a turn, so your opponent still has that option to back out.
Yeah, yeah. And just wait.
If you're good, I think if you're good enough, you could actually play this card in a genius way. You could probably do it midway through. You know, if there's 2 banthas.
Yeah.
And they put one of them in a position where it's coming for you and you're ready to trample again and do all that sort of stuff. Then you suddenly play this, and the guy's like, "Oh, the other one's useless."
Yeah.
We can't, you know.
I mean, you could bet the other way. If you've got quite an aggressive list with this guy tacked on, and you're ready to push, and really slam into your opponent's forces, you could play this to stop him using anything defensive, just to maximise the strike you're about to commit to. So, yeah, it could be good, but it is 3 points. I'd need to sort of sit down and look at what sort of list can this be fit into. This guy with this card, can he be fit into a high damage, high impact deck? If he can, this could be pretty good at making them more effective. Stop them using. I get -2 accuracy to the attack and all that sort of thing. Little dodges and get outs.
Do you know? I don't think it's worth 3 points because
maybe not 3. It could be, depending on if you use it right.
He only costs 3 points. So
yeah, it's double, yeah.
It feels like you're taking a big gamble on him to even be alive by the time that card comes out. And I don't know. I think there's a lot better 3 points.
Yeah,
cards.
I'd have to look at the other red stuff around him to see if there's anything that interacts with it all. Or you can multiply the benefit of it.
I think one of the bonuses of this card is I don't think anyone would ever expect you to play it.
No.
And that could really surprise people.
Yeah.
Because, as I say, people with running the...
I've never faced a situation where I can't play any command cards unless I've run out of them,
Yeah.
So suddenly, if I've got all these cards... I mean, you can quite clearly see how many the guy's holding over the table, If he's sort of cackling to himself and he's got 6 cards in his hand, you might consider mid-game going, right, okay, you're not using any of them, and here I come, or you're coming at me, you're not using any of them. So, yeah, maybe it is worth it. Yeah, it's an interesting one, but you need a bit of practice on with it to use it.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about the model of him next. I personally, I think he's a cool model. I really like him. It's a bit, I don't know. He's got that visor thing on him. And so,
yeah, he's a good model. He's I'm trying to remember what he looks like now. He's stood up, isn't he? He's supposed to be a sniper, basically, because he does invisibility and things like that in the campaign. He's not really in a sniperish pose, I don't think, is he? On the miniature, he's kind of just stood there holding his gun.
Looking through.
Oh, he is sighting up, is he? Yeah.
He's sighting up a bit, but he's not doing something any more dramatic than troopers.
He's not correct. I mean, too many of them are crouched down, aren't they? The rebels, you know, crouched down and firing. But this guy's just sort of stood up. Yeah, he's a good model. I painted him. He's nice to paint. The visor thing you can mess about with, you know, or ignore if you like. You know, you can put green tints on it or blue tints on it.
Because he's not a human, you can kind of make a bit of a variant and make him your own.
Yeah.
He's not restricted.
It's kind of like a goat dog man thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be a boffin or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like him.
Stealing the plans left, right, and centre, and dying many times to do so.
I think he's a bit of a weird face. You know?
Well, he's kind of half cat, half dog, half bloke, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
He's all right. He's almost a bog standard modern day sci-fi alien race dude. He's a human from the neck down, but he's kind of a goat or something in the face with a nice little brill cream hairdo.
Kind of good. Yeah. All right. Well,
he's all right.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Cheerio.
Bye.